All right, hi everyone. I'm going to try to do this again to show you what the complete process is going to look like for something that we're actually going to use for, excuse me, for the show. So the only problem is on the Mac, I can't use Screencastify to record the Mac audio. So you're going to be able to hear my voice, but you're not going to be able to hear the audio files I'm actually manipulating in Audacity. So I'm so sorry. I tried to get it on the Dell that the school gave us, but they won't let me download programs onto it. So um, that's just the way it is. You'll see what I'm doing, but you won't be able to hear the actual audio. Okay, so first of all, I made this little chart that we can use to keep track of what we're working on and what's done. So this is going to be our handy tool to go in and you'll see there's places for people to put in their name for who's going to work on it. There's notes for the sound effects, and there's a spot to put done when it's done in the folder in the right format. So the one that I'm going to do here is the first Pearson and Stranger conversation, which is going to be from 24 to 26. So I'm going to put that I'm going to work on it, and I'm going to head over to the sound files in the actor's voice files for Act 3. That's where it's from. And you'll see that they've nicely updated these voice files. So let me check again, 24 to 26. So Pearson and Stranger conversation. So I'm going to need Pearson 24 to 26 and Stranger 24 to 26. I'm sorry, 24 to 25. So the Stranger and Pearson. So these two files. So I can select both of these files and download them both. Oh, it's zipping them. Maybe that was dumb. I don't really want to zip them. I think that I just made things more complicated for myself. Yeah, I did. Don't do that. Just do them one at a time, like so. Okay, that's one. That's two. Now, these are M4As, so we're going to have to go M4A to MP3. We're going to go that cloud converter. We're going to select our files. So I think I can actually select both of these now and convert them both to MP3s. So we've got these ready. While I'm waiting, I'm going to drag both of these to trash because I don't need them anymore. And they're saved in Google Docs anyway, or Google Drive anyway. They're not disappearing from Google Drive. So if you delete them from your computer, you don't have to worry. They're still going to exist there. And now I've got Pearson MP3 and I've got Stranger MP3. And this is why we label things very clearly, just so that it is easier for us to find them later on. All right, now I've opened up Audacity and I've got my blank project dash here. And now I've got my two files that I can import. So I'm going to import my audio. So I can click both of these. So if you're on a Mac, this is going to be Command and click. If you're on a PC, I believe it's going to be Control and click. But you can click on two things at once, or you can just do them separately. Depends. I'm going to save time here and open both of them at once. So I'm importing both of these. So what you see here is there's this spike, and the spike is where I asked the actors to clap so that we could line the dialogue up together. You'll see both of them obviously started their recording at different times, so their clap does not line up right away, but that's okay because that's our job, is to line things up. So you can see here. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to zoom in a little bit so we get to see more of the wave file. This gives us a better sense. What you would want to do first is to find where the claps are. So I'm going to listen. Again, you're not going to be able to hear it, unfortunately, but you'll be able to see it. Oop, error opening sound device. Oh, this is probably because, what's going on? Try changing audio host playback device and project sample rate. This might be because there we go. Okay. Oh, maybe actually you are going to be able to hear it because now I have to play it out of my MacBook speakers. So you shouldn't have that sound device issue. But so see where these spikes are? That is where the clap is. So we're going to have to move this one over. So what's something we can do? Well, we can select all of this dead space and just hit delete and cut it out. And then we can select all of this space and hit delete and cut it out. And now what we can do is we can zoom in even further. Ooh, too far, and take a look at our claps. And what we're going to do is use our little handy moving tool, and we're going to move this so that it lines right up there with that clap, and both of the waves are going to try to be as together as possible. So now let's hear how close we got.
That's near Grover's Mill. Yes.
Oh, look at that. That's pretty synced up, right? Let's hear that again one more time. I'll go back to the beginning. We can zoom out now because we've synced them up. And let's hear it from the very top, and you can hit that to go all the way back, and you'll be able to hear. And I'm going to move my mic a little closer to the laptop, so you hear how close the claps are to each other, and you'll hear how natural that conversation sounds now that it's lined up.
Stop. Where did you come from? I come from many places. A long time ago, Princeton. Princeton, huh? That's near Grover's Mill.
All right, so that's pretty lined up, right? So now what we have to do is we have to get rid of that beginning part. So I'm going to hit that one, and I'm going to hit the bottom one using Command on both, and I'm going to or Control to select both of them at once, and we're going to keep Control hit or Command depending on what system you're on. We're just going to delete that together, and now we've got two conversations synced up with each other. So another thing this needs is a bird sound. So when we get to that certain part in the conversation, we're going to need a live bird sound. So I'm actually not sure. I didn't check. Let's see if there's a bird in here. Bird chirping. Yeah, thank you guys. Okay, so we've got a little bird sound. So we're going to take this bird sound. I'm going to download it now. Bird chirping. It's already MP3. That's amazing. I think you can, oh, maybe not. I'm not going to try to get too fancy. I think you can just drag MP3s right into it. So again, to import the bird sound, we're going to go File, Import, Audio, Bird chirping. So I only want a little bit of the bird chirping, and I only want to listen to the bird chirping right now. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to hit solo on bird chirp, and I'm going to hear where I'm going to want to cut it. And you can do that by and now if I want to hear everything again, I can unclick solo. This is really handy if you're only trying to edit one audio and you've got a ton stacked up on each other. You just hit solo, and that's the only one you're going to hear. So I really only want that beginning part. And then I think the rest of it I'm going to want a little lower, but let me listen to it again. Oh, you know what? I actually really only want that middle part. So we're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of this. And we're going to find the part in the conversation where a bird chirp happens. So now I'm going to unhit solo. I'm going to hit mute on the bird chirping, and I'm going to listen to the conversation. So I know I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Ooh, too much, too much. It's going to be somewhere around here, I think.
Then it's all over with humanity. Stranger, there's still you and I. Two of us left.
Nope.
They've got themselves in solid.
Let me go back. Let's try here.
At night, the sky is alive with their lights, just as if people were still living in it. By daylight, you can't see them. 5 days ago, a couple of them carried something big across the flats from the airport. I believe they're learning how to fly.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's very, very close to the beginning.
Fly. Yes. Grover's Mill.
There we go.
There's no food here. This is my country. All this end of town down to the river.
So this audio sounds pretty good.
Which way are you going? I don't know. I guess I'm looking for people.
That's where the bird chirp sounds happen. So we're going to zoom back in. I guess I'm looking for people. It's right after here. We can see that little spot. And Allie should say Pearson should say live bird.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't save the spot.
We're in the open here. Let's crawl into this doorway and talk.
Okay, it's before that. So this is where you're going to need to refer to your script.
Just then?
There we go.
What was that?
So it's in this spot between people and a live bird. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to take this. Oops. Oh no. Sorry, gotta find that spot again.
Open here. Did you hear something just then?
Gets a little complicated.
Did you hear something just then?
Okay. So we know we're looking for this little line after this wave right here. So we're gonna highlight this. We're gonna use our moving tool. We're gonna move it. And let's see how it sounds. And we're gonna have to unmute it. The bird chirp might be a little longer than I thought it would be, but that's okay.
What was that? Did you hear something just then? Only a bird.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to trim the end of this with that caw just to make it a little shorter. And we're going to move it a tiny bit over so that it starts a little earlier. Let's try again. Select tool.
Oh, I guess I'm looking for people. What was that? Did you hear something just then? Only a bird.
So that's pretty good, right? The bird chirp can be longer because than the line because Allie is looking around for it. So let's move it up a little bit more and see how that sounds. And then we're almost done with this track. And then don't forget, if you ever get frustrated with the tools, just these changing buttons are your friend.
I don't know. I guess I'm looking for people. What was that? Did you hear something just then?
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to check back to my notes. Master scene list. This is Pearson and Stranger Conversation 3.24 to 26. All that I need is the bird. That means I am done with this track. If it was you doing this, I would say please listen through it and make sure everything is okay. Also, make sure you cut out any extra nonsense at the end if there is anything there. I don't think that's actually real. Yeah, that's just our workstation. So then you're gonna go File. So again, just please make sure you listen through everything. These are really nicely audio balanced clips. They both sound about the same volume, and this bird chirp came in at a nice volume too. So this is pretty much ready to go. So we're going to hit export. You're going to want to export as MP3. You're going to use that file format that I talked about earlier. So when we go back in and we go to our final audio files folder, it's act number and page numbers. So this is 24 to 26, Pearson and Stranger Conversation. So we're going to go, oops, I lost it. 3_24-26. And then we're going to save it, and I'm going to put it in my downloads folder so I know where to look for it. And quality we want to be, I think standard quality is going to be fine. We could try it extreme quality, but I think we're recording in standard quality anyway. And then we hit save. The tracks will binks down and we record it as one stereo file. That is okay. You don't really have to put any of this information. Those are just tags in case you loaded it into iTunes or something, where it reads the media information. And then since you're all downloaded, you're going to come back in here, final audio files, and you're going to open up your downloads and just drag whatever, or however you upload files. You might have to right click and hit upload too. And now we've got 3-24 to 26 MP3. Cool. That's the way to do it.